We are now just 128 days away from the official release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. And on top of all of this, we also know that Disney and Lucasfilm are treating the new Star Wars trilogies, as well as the live-action TV series that are all set and ready to come onto Disney Plus as their next priority of the future of the Star Wars franchise. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about the future of the Star Wars franchise is, of course, exactly how Disney and Lucasfilm are really going to utilize all the different pieces of new content together that's really going to take the Star Wars direction in a different way. And on top of all of this, we do know that, of course, Episode 9 is going to be used as a foundation to create something new that is going to build toward the new trilogy. Now, what's really intriguing is that these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about the future of this franchise, and when it all comes down to the 5th Star Wars trilogy, this is where things begin to get very exciting. Now, it's described that not only are Disney and Lucasfilm focusing on the rise of Skywalker, but are also focused on their live-action TV series, as well as their new Star Wars trilogy by David Benioff and D.B. Weiss. However, it's explained that Disney and Lucasfilm are also making massive changes to the upcoming 5th Star Wars trilogy, as well as where they are currently in negotiations of including multiple co-writers with Rian Johnson to complete the other 3 films that are separate from the 4th trilogy. Now, it said that Disney and Lucasfilm are looking for additional writers, besides Johnson, to add in a roster of experienced writers that would help create the other 3 mega films of the Star Wars franchise for the fans that will take Star Wars in a different direction. Additionally, it said that Disney are in talks of making the 5th trilogy loosely connected to the 4th trilogy by David Benioff and D.B. Weiss to create a new Star Wars universe where future live-action TV series and spin-offs would be attached to the stories of the 4th and the 5th Star Wars trilogies. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, a new Star Wars universe. It sounds like what Disney and Lucasfilm are trying to shape here is, of course, a Star Wars U, alright? A Star Wars universe. Very similar to how the Marvel universe is treated, where a lot of the other films tie into the Avengers movies, as well as the live-action TV series that are going to come on their way onto Disney Plus, such as everything related to, everything related to Disney. We do know that they're trying to really make a new Star Wars universe. Now, in case you guys did not know, there are 6 new movies coming throughout the 2020s. As of right now, the full timeline is incomplete. So far, we have the 4th trilogy, which is 2022, 24, and 26. Now, it has been said before in the past that entire timeline of the Star Wars universe is not complete. So it's very possible that we're going to be getting the 5th Star Wars trilogy in between the other trilogy by the creators of Game of Thrones. The thing that makes me a little bit interested in this is that they are now in negotiations of including multiple co-writers alongside with Rian Johnson to create the 5th Star Wars trilogy, where, to make it simple here, Rian Johnson would not be the only writer for the new Star Wars trilogy on top of the other one that's coming out throughout the 2020s. So, in case you guys are confused, there are 2 new Star Wars trilogies, one of which is by Rian Johnson, the other one of which is coming first, which is of course by David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, the guys from Game of Thrones. Now, the thing that really does make me just a tad bit more optimistic about the 5th trilogy is that Disney and Lucasfilm are indeed in negotiations of adding on multiple co-writers to the new Star Wars movies that will involve Rian Johnson. This sounds like that Rian Johnson, almost in a way, might be being put to the wayside, where he's only going to be a little bit of help to the scripts of these movies. That's very possible. But on top of all of this, alright, we do know that this movie is also going to feature numerous directors for the 5th Star Wars trilogy, and that this is going to be used as a way to loosely connect it to the 4th trilogy. Now, like I've said, guys, I had a lot of issues with The Last Jedi and how Rian Johnson treated Episode 8. That's just my point of view. If you guys love that film, like I always say, that's everybody's opinion. That's perfectly fine. I, however, totally disagree with Rian Johnson's vision for The Last Jedi, and I feel like that he really could have really given us something completely different that would have been more authentic. That's just my saying. But as far as everything else goes with the future of the Star Wars franchise, this is very exciting because this tells us that they're trying to create an authentic Star Wars universe by tying in the 4th and 5th trilogies together, as well as linking the new live-action TV series that are going to take place after the Cassian Andor series, and linking those into the new Star Wars trilogy films. So you can really see how they're trying to mimic Marvel. The biggest question is, well, is Star Wars Marvel? Is it really going to work? Is it going to fail? Well, that it all pretty much rests on the rise of Skywalker and its success. That determines the future of the Star Wars franchise without a doubt. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.